Hi, fifth grade. This is Miss Harrison, and we are going to take our notes for today. Today we're going to be looking at comparing and ordering whole numbers. Now, a lot of this stuff this week has been for review, but that's just to kind of get you guys back in the swing of things. It's been since before spring break, and you might have forgotten some things. So, if you are keeping a math notebook, today we're going to do place value. We're going to compare whole numbers, and then we're also going to put them in order. So if you want to pause the video and write that down, if you are writing your notes at home, you can do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So I went ahead and started writing some of the notes for you. So today we're going to be comparing whole numbers, and some of the symbols that we use are going to be less than, greater than, and equal to. Some of you are going to be in my Pathway 2 class, and you're going to get a video where your symbols, you're going to have two more symbols that are very similar, and we will get to know those symbols soon. One of the things that helps me compare numbers and using these symbols is looking at a number line. So when I look at this number line here, so here's 0, right? If I look to the right, I know that the further to the right I go after 0, then my numbers are getting larger. So they're getting greater. And that's how I can remember that symbol. If I look at the 0 here and I look to the numbers to the left of 0, right, the further left I go, I'm actually getting smaller. The numbers are less than. So that's how I remember those symbols. So we're going to look at an example here. So we have 534. What symbol is going to go here so I can properly compare 534 and 537. So one of the things I want you guys to start getting used to is whenever you see these numbers and you're comparing, you're going to start writing them on top of each other. And one of the reasons why we do that is we're going to start doing decimals. And it is very, very, very important that when you line up your numbers on top of each other, you line them up according to their place value. And that's going to be a really cool and easy way to see which numbers are less than or greater than. And it's also going to help when we start putting them in order. So I'm going to start to the at the furthest place value to the left. So here, I'm looking at 5. Okay. Well, when I compare these numbers, 5 and 5 are both equal. So I can't tell really which number is larger. They're both the same. Then I'm going to look to the next place value in the tens place. I'm looking here. Both of those numbers are also equal. So can I really compare those two numbers? I mean, I can, but they're equal. Okay. So then I'm going to look again at the last place value in my ones, looking at 4 and 7. Can I tell between 4 and 7 which number is smaller? I can. So right here, I can compare these because the numbers are different. And I know that 4 is the smallest number. So if that is true, then I know that 534 is smaller than or less than 537. So I'm going to put the symbol that makes this sentence true. So I'm going to write down 534 is less than 537. And that's true because I was able to compare that here. Okay. Now again, that's going to be really important because whenever you are going to do decimals, you might see numbers that look like this. And then I might have to compare it to another number that looks like this. So when I compare these numbers, I'm going to stack them on top of each other based on their place value. I'm going to line up that decimal point. And now I can compare those numbers. Those are the same, so I can't compare those. When I look at this place, again, we're going to look at decimals the next week. This is just a preview. I can compare this here. Well, which number is greater, the 4 or the 0? The 4 is going to be greater. So if this number is the biggest number or greater than 0, then I know that this number is the largest. between these two. So if that's true, then this number is going to be what? Less than. Okay, so again, this is just a preview of what you're going to get next week, and that's why it's very important to line up your numbers according to their place value. Now that you know how to compare them, can you put them in order from least to greatest? Now, I'll tell you, most of the time when students get these types of questions wrong, it's because they didn't pay attention to this. It is very common to see least to greatest. Um, if you don't read this correctly, if this said greatest to least, and you put them in order from least to greatest, then you're going to get it wrong, right? So when I'm comparing these numbers here, I'm going to line them up according to their place value. Now I can start comparing these numbers. Remember, I'm always going to start to this left when I'm looking at these whole numbers here. So when I look here, all of these digits in the hundreds place are the same. So can I find out which one is the greatest? I can't. These are all the same. So I'm going to look at the next place. I have 3, 4, 3, 3. So when I look at these, I know that the 4 here, right, is going to be the largest, right? It's bigger than these 3. So if I already know that, then I know 540 is going to be the largest or the greatest. So I'm going to write that towards the end. Now I have these right here. Well, do I know what number comes next? Or do I know which one's the smallest? Not yet. I need to look at the next place here. So now this is where I'm going to look. Based on these numbers here, which one is the smallest? Now remember, I've already used 540, so I'm going to mark that out. So here, which one of these is the smallest? It's going to be 2. So if that's true, then that's going to be the smallest or the least. So that's going to go first. Okay, what would come next? So I'm going to mark that out. 4 or 7 when I'm thinking of a number line. What would come next? It would be 4. So my next number would be 534. Then I would have the 7, 537. And then of course I already discovered that 540 was the largest. So I have just compared these whole numbers from least to greatest. So today you're going to look at your slides and you're going to compare, right, your whole numbers. And here's just like a little reference or a little cheat sheet here. You're going to click the Study Jams Interactive Practice. When you click that, it's going to bring you here. And you're going to do a step-by-step activity. So that So this is what you're going to do. Then you're going to hit next right here, and you're going to walk through the steps, okay? And then you're going to try one on your own. All right, so that's what you're going to do for today. Then, when you're finished with that activity, you're going to move these symbols where they go. You are comparing these numbers here. Now notice you might have to use the equals, you might have to use greater than, and you're probably going to have to use less than. And that is all you're going to do for today. All right, boys and girls, that's it.